Going on, geeks and gamers, it is your boy QnG, and I would like to welcome you to the first episode of QnA. Now, QnA is going to be a nice little series that me and Q do from time to time, whether it be long or short form, basically meaning we're going to have a lot to say or maybe we won't have a lot to say. These videos will come out whenever we have something that we like to talk about that we might not have time to talk about and or expound upon when we do our podcast, and might be just a little bit more than the breakdowns that we do. Today, we're going to be talking about Batman and his actual influence that he has on Gotham and the world and the people that inhabit it. But before we get into it, do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notify bell when you do subscribe so you can be alerted whenever we go live. Now that it's all out the way, let's talk about it. So, I would first like to read off this tweet that I've been seeing on my timeline, and it goes like this. I won't name drop the author of it, but I will tell you the contents. It goes like this. Batman is a cop billionaire who abuses the poor / mentally ill to overcompensate for unresolved familial issues. I am sick of him, a garbage hero, worse than Stark. And by Stark, I assume he means Tony Stark, the Iron Man. Now, there is a lot to unpack here. I have been seeing by multiple people, not just this person, that people seem to think Batman is just the most Blue Lives Matter cop with all of the resources you could possibly imagine. They believe that he doesn't really help Gotham, that he just, when it's nighttime, he hops in his rocket car, hunts down criminals and the mentally ill, and beat them within the inch of their life, and just chuck them back into an easily escapable mental prison so they can re-escape and the cycle can continue. And that is just simply not true. It's just bupkis. It's ridiculous. And unfortunately, 721 people retweeted it and 3,463 people liked it. But as is the case with most things on social media, especially Twitter, just because people like it and give it clout doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct information. So let's start off with this. Does Batman help Gotham? And does Batman leave any sort of positive impact on the community? Now, I say Batman, but I really mean Bruce Wayne. But if we were to ask Batman who is his identity, who is the person he considers himself to be, Bruce Wayne or Batman, he'd say Batman. So I'm going to say Batman just to make things smoother. But no, I mean Bruce Wayne, because that is the person doing all of the press conferences and the shareholders meetings and whatnot. So Bruce and Batman / Batman, I should say, he definitely gives back to the community more than he takes. One of the key examples that I'm most fond of is how he helps the orphaned and underprivileged children in Gotham's community. For those who don't know, Bruce, when he first was dealing with the fallout of his parents' death, he had a confidant by the name of Dr. Leslie Tompkins. She's the psychiatrist that Alfred took Bruce to help cope with the situation involving his parents' death. And once Bruce returned to Gotham after his many years training to become the Batman, he made sure to reconnect with Leslie Tompkins so she would be able to continue helping give her a better means to help young children who have gone through traumatic instances and traumatic, situations that they might not have recovered from elsewhere if they were just left unattended to. Also, he puts money into all of the orphanages and all of the children outreach projects into Gotham. He makes sure that these children are very well taken care of, so no child has to suffer the same thing he went through, whether it's a one-to-one recreation or it's something else that life has thrown their way. He very much cares for the children of Gotham and their mental stability and their health, and not just to make them his sidekick. No, it's because he genuinely cares about them. And that is a big deal because, you know, the children are our future. And most times in large metropolitan cities, especially in real life, like Chicago, for example, a lot of kids don't really get the necessary care that they're supposed to outside of their homes or even at home. And sometimes they get forgotten. They get put into situations that they really shouldn't have been put into in the first place. So to see that Bruce doesn't want that to happen and uses mostly all of his resources to help prevent that is awesome, is inspiring, and definitely shows that he cares about his community. Another a good example of Bruce caring about his community and caring about the people that exist in Gotham and beyond is the way he treats his employees. He is constantly hiring any and everyone who is willing to work and willing to make a difference. He doesn't discriminate. He doesn't look down upon anyone. He's liable to hire a person qualified for the job they were going to work, as well as a person who might not be qualified. For example, he hires ex-cons and former sex workers, even going as far as to giving one of the ladies a card as Batman saying that Bruce Wayne is hiring. He pays for his employees' scholarships. He hires people who is released from Arkham and gives them jobs with Wayne Enterprises. He made sure that when he took over GothCorp, none of the employees were sacked, that they were all able to assimilate into Wayne Enterprises with stable jobs and means to support their family. And one of my favorite examples, when he was undercover as a homeless guy to bring down a crime syndicate, he actually went as far as to hiring all of the homeless people that he were interacting with. So that shows he's really about it. He's really, really, really about it. And of course, arguably his biggest contributions to Gotham and the world are the Thomas and Martha Wayne Foundations, both of which are just about for the betterment of Gotham and the world. They provide cheap medical clinics and soup kitchens across Gotham. Both fall under the Wayne Foundation. The primary aims of the foundation are globally to enhance healthcare and reduce extreme poverty, to expand educational opportunities and access to information technology, and to fund scientific research and help altruistic people with research by providing facilities and training. So that's awesome. That's something that you wouldn't know. I don't think there's any current billionaire out in this world, in our world, that even goes that far to ensure that people are taken care of and that our world is better. And just to add another feather in his cap, his company is constantly researching cures to HIV and AIDS, as well as trying to find new alternative fuels, which that he has done in several different continuities, meaning that several different worlds that feature Batman that might not be the original. So that is definitely altruistic. That is definitely caring about others and not just, I'm going to just dress up as a bat and beat people down who I assume are bad or who I paint as bad. It's more to it than that. Exactly. And basically, when Batman's not saving the world, he's not saving the world. I mean, when Batman's not saving the world, he still is saving the world. It's crazy. And another thing I would like to address is the whole beating up mentally ill people. Now, let me just be completely honest and be completely clear. There are a literal few Batman villains who are clinically insane and mentally ill, and those villains Batman is very tender with. He's very much not in the business of exploiting them or being cruel or overtly cruel to them, and tries to help them once they're released from Arkham. Now there are those like the Joker and the Riddler who are clinically insane, but they have shown tendencies of knowing that and continually doing the bad things that they do willingly. They understand the type of person that they are, they go to Arkham just like everyone else, but still wish to continue being evil. So therefore, Batman likes to, not likes to, but has to lay the smackdown on them. It's understandable. And even in that regard, he still respects their rights and still believes that they can change, because truth be told, while Arkham might be a revolving door, that's kind of, the tongue-in-cheek joke and how people view Arkham. If I was a Batman villain, I'd rather go to Arkham and deal with getting beat up by Batman than being outside of Gotham and either going to Metropolis, where Cadmus, a secret scientist organization, is going to exploit me and clone me and then discard me when they're done with me, or God forbid end up in Argus's care, a shadow government operation where their primary task force is literally called the Suicide Squad, handled by a woman who cares nothing for my life. So I'd much rather be in Arkham, where if I truly wanted to reform, there are means for me to reform, rather than being exploited or having my head blown up by an angry lady. My opinion. Personally, my opinion. And like I said, Batman definitely helps those in his rogues gallery that are the victims of circumstance. Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze, Killer Croc from time to time. There are examples of him helping. He's not just beating them down, tossing them in a insane asylum and hoping they break out. No, it's more to it than that. And I wish people wouldn't look at it so cynically, just for the lulz and the jokes, the ha-has, and start looking at it objectively. Like, yeah, he really does try to make the difference. And I understand that it's kind of hard to fully show that consistently with a character like Batman, who juggles from realistic crime procedurals to going off into space and punching aliens, but it's still out there. It's still something people can do research on and see. And my last point involves his assertion, his opinion that Batman is worse than Tony Stark, Iron Man. And that is the biggest load of hoopla that you can just fathom to speak upon. There's nobody worse than Tony Stark, Iron Man. He is the worst. There's nothing worse than an arrogant, rich dude who purports to know everything, puts little back into the community. Little, absolutely little, that is obtainable by the everyman. What Batman puts back into Gotham is obtainable by everyone. What Iron Man puts back into the community is not only unobtainable to everyone, but oftentimes gets exploited, creating a more dangerous weapon that Iron Man, Tony Stark, takes no responsibility in creating. And then when he is in charge, in positions of power, he regularly puts the other heroes in compromising positions that ultimately lead to complete disaster. And I could list them off, but this video would be over 10 hours long. So I'll just simply say Civil War. And that's all I really need to say. Just Civil War. More of the first Civil War. That's all the example you need to how irresponsible Iron Man is, and just how atrocious of a hero he truly is. In my opinion, some of you may disagree, but to me, there's nobody worse than Iron Man. But with that said, I would like to thank you for watching our very first episode of QnA. This has been your boy QMG, and I am signing.